Yor teaches about strength, going beyond hitting stronger or enduring vicious attacks. Just think, what is the point of having the most devastating weapon if you destroy what is meant to be protected? To have power which drags you away from your goal. Quoting her, people who give into their emotions and flaunt their power can't be called truly strong. That is why Yor is stronger at wielding power than Goku, who mentally is so weak, unable to control his desire for fighting. For example, letting opponents fully power up, risking the world for a challenging fight. Meanwhile, also Yor has daydreams of using killing as a solution to her problems. She never acts on them, practicing what preaches. Even when Anya is kidnapped, Mrs. Forger only scares them. Rest in peace, Pumpkin-chan. Moreover, Yor is a good mom teaching useful life lessons like how to be truly strong, supporting Anya's interests as much as possible, like a desire to show other people the cute uniform. Being constantly kind, like non-stop admitting how cute is Anya. If absolutely necessary, protect by killing, like she tried in the castle. Or maybe even sacrificing own life. Also, Yor is a good partner to Twilight, emotionally comforting, like suggesting to be positive when Lloyd was pessimistic about the results of the interview, or calming him down when Anya left for a tour of campus, covering blind spots physically and mentally, like when kicked a man with a knife in second episode, or suggested to go to a park which made to bond as a family, is trustworthy. Lloyd even trusted her to take Anya to the city, the most likely even knowing the danger. I love how great the author is with foreshadowing and consistency, because it rewards theorizing. For example, the punch was hinted at by mentioning discrimination in the school, the status difference between those involved. Damian's father is very important, while Anya is a commoner. Moreover, Yor teaching Anya to punch, and Lloyd seeing that thinking, yep, nothing but worries. If that was not enough, then there was a precedent with Housemaster Henderson hitting the most punchable face in the 2022 anime. It is done so well that what happens in episode 6 foreshadows what will be after 40 chapters, that is, from 20 to 30 episodes. Not to mention that plot twists feel so earned and enhance the rewatching experience. For instance, we thought that Anya will do anything to be friends with Damian, but the opposite happened. To a lesser extent, Henderson's punch instead of Yor or Lloyd hitting. Not to mention you seeing like and subscribe buttons and me asking to press them. Also, no matter how ridiculous things go, they feel natural. Keep the suspense of belief due to pre-established things. The episode shows the limitations of advice and by extension self-help industry. Different people react very variously to one and the same thing. Their usefulness often depends on utilization in the right time situation. For example, Yor's advice, if anyone is a little mean to you, just smile, was so great for Becky, earning her admiration, and so bad with Damian, making him angrier. Similarly, with the only time it is appropriate to use violence is to save a friend in trouble. And I totally agree that there is no point in sweating the small stuff, and force must be used only as the last resort. Partially what makes application so difficult is cost and gain analysis, weighting inner versus outer punishment and reward. For example, Housemaster Henderson hits the most punchable face in the 2022 anime. For that, he was demoted to be responsible for elementary students. That is had outer punishment, while the discovered love of teaching got inner reward. Similarly, with Yor, she could have killed the kidnappers to save Anya, but scaring them was a much less messy way to achieve the goal, and more in sync with her values. Moreover, managed not only to avoid mentally scarring Anya, but even inspired to get stronger. Just think about it. The peanut lover usually hates studying, but this time she was so eager. I really appreciate that there is a little plot convenience as possible, because you can suspend belief only so much. In this case, Anya is not in one group with Damian due to luck, but because Twilight made some changes to group arrangements. It additionally emphasized his skill as a spy and mindset to control as much as possible. Damian is such a player, a ladies' man, that she wants me attitude. Let the shipping begin, and if you wish more of it, read the doujin. Twilight's motive for Anya making friends reminds that he is a spy 24/7, which really caused so many comedic moments. I'm totally with Loidandyor being happy to see Henderson. The housemaster shows again his integrity by giving only 1 instead of 3 expulsion marks. I really enjoy expressive expressions because they convey so much emotions and are so entertaining. Oh my god. So meme-worthy. Just look at that smile. Anya, you had 1 job, but you still failed miserably. She looks so sketchy. Or Becky's expression admiring Anya. We already have 1 cuteness machine. Although dying from cuteness overload is not the worst way to go. The expressions are so great that I am becoming a monster. Because I laugh about the Forger family's face, even during their failure, being so low. And all this is just an appetizer compared to the reaction galore of the punch. Hope you enjoyed the scripted analysis part, and please comment on what makes a good parent and partner, principles to wield power. So Damian asks what Anya's daddy does. And really he's like, if you are cool enough, if your daddy is cool enough, only then you can hang out with me. Oh my god. His standards just because you have 1 in the genetical lottery does not mean that you are better than everybody else, you know? And it is like really, you do not know her and you are already judging. Oh my god. And really, and they learn it from their parents, just this type of thinking. Okay, and Anya was ready to just punch him already, because he was such a unpleasant person, that Damian, and she was even pushed, like, get away before you get your peasant germs all over him. Oh my god. And she was ready. Already you can see that face. And luckily for your advice that you do not use violence motivated by your emotions. No. So you're in a way saved Damian from being punched at that moment. Ay. And that smile. Oh my god, that smile. That's brilliant. Also, I appreciate how much how tough Anya. And Anya looks so eager to learn. Oh my god. And that smile. And the reactions are so opposite. The smile. It's like she's the one making fun of me. Oh no, my ego. I'm melting. Oh no. And meanwhile Becky, she's a wow, she really doesn't care. That's awesome. She is not an immature baby at all. That ooh face. Ooh, oh my god, Anya, you're the best. I am going to sing for you, Anya. I will sing for you so hard, Anya. And then Anya's face is so nice. Yes, against Becky, she's smiling. Against Damian, she's smiling. Sketch. Oh my god, the 2 faces. And not. Oh no, Damian, you do not wish to start the duck face trend. Damian, calm down, dude. You are making the duck face. Ducky. Oh my god. And now there is the trouble. It's trouble. Oh my god. That stare of Anya with her sketchy eyes and smile, and Damian super angry, super pissed off. Oh my god. Already make out! Oh my god, that pressure! How they stare in each other's eyes. That pressure. Oh my god. No wonder that they have the doujinshi about them. In Latvia there is a pronoun idiom which says, what is ugly, that is loving, making love. So they have really tense emotions. Really tense. And she's like, what the girl? Going all out with the punch. Oh, he's flying away. You say Damian, and you do Damian. That punch on the face. Prove it. Just prove it that I did that. And to some extent, you got out of trouble, Anya, then you got in even bigger trouble, Anya, and now you are a little bit also getting out, Anya. You give great advice. Suddenly, Anya, even when her has like one job, she tends to fail miserably. Oh my god. But you know what? At least Becky knows why people simp for Anya. At least she knows. Oh my god, the photo. That freaking photo. Oh my god, I am just worse. They feel so dark and still. That freaking photo. I'm dying for laughter, sorry. I am the worst.